All right, we are live. So let's double check over here. And we are live here. Sweet. All right. So what's up, guys? It's Cody from C3D Media Group, and we got William, who's one of our admins. Also
What's
here,
going on?
he's going to be the wolf for today. So what we're doing is we're just hanging out. We are going to be talking about some 3D printing topics, what's up and coming on the channel, in the Facebook groups, on our website, and just what we're working on. We also have a review for, we actually have a giveaway for 3 spools of Area 1 filament today. And we'll be doing that through the stream. The link for that is in the description, or it was also broadcasted through a bunch of different Facebook groups, as well as our Facebook page. So just stay tuned for that. Feel free to ask us questions. Be active in the chat. We love to talk to you guys. And yeah, William, you want to say anything?
Yeah, what's going on, guys? I kind of blasted the link everywhere, including on Twitter. So we got that started recently, trying to reach out more because we really want to cover more than just, like Cody was saying, more than just reviews in itself. We want to hit other areas and really get you guys more information as far as what's going on in 3D manufacturing than just itself, of reviews all the time. Because after a while, they kind of get old, repetitive, and everybody's seen them. I'm really excited about GalaxyCon going there. We're going to be doing some interviews with everybody, so that should be really cool.
Yep. So first topic is I just want to talk about MRF 2019. Me and Tyler went there from C3D, and we were able to hang out with Tim from TH3D, as well as Jim from the Edge of Tech, and met several other people. It was pretty awesome. I have one video out on the 3D Loop booth that I went and checked out. I have some other stuff that I haven't put out yet. But if you're really interested in checking out some of the stuff from Murph, be sure to head on over to the Edge of Tech on YouTube. He did tons of coverage on stuff and really did it well. One of the things that I would like to talk about from Murph that I thought was really cool, that William, I don't know that you know about, is the Zesty Nimble. And it is a direct drive extruder that attaches to, it essentially turns a Bowden setup into a direct drive. So you have your stepper motor off the hot end carriage, and it does a cable drive to the actual direct drive setup. That was really cool that I saw at Murph. Have you heard of those?
No, I'm curious on how that kind of is going to work, though. I haven't heard of them. So are you cutting your butt? Is it still like mounting on the actual X carriage itself, or what?
So there's a part that attaches to the top like a direct drive would, but the weight of the stepper motor and everything is done remotely. So it's set off. So for instance, if you take an Ender 3, for example, the stepper motor would be exactly where it is now, running a cable to the hot end carriage with a small piece that actually weighs less than I want to say 30 grams. He said it was less weight than a shot is what his goal was. And so that's sitting on the hot end, and it's got like a 30-to-1 gear ratio. So it looked pretty nuts. It looked pretty nuts. But are you still there?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can now.
There we go. I don't know. Computers.
It's all good. So yeah, it looked pretty cool. That was probably the most interesting thing that I felt like I saw at Murph. Other than meeting really awesome people. Got to meet Joel from 3D Printing Nerd, Tom Sandlander, CNC Kitchen guys, a bunch of people from Bondtech, bunch of people from E3D. Met Joe from 3D Maker Noob. I mean, it was Neary's was there. It was just a great time. But yeah, so we're going to be going to GalaxyCon next though, in Richmond. And you guys will be seeing some interviews and coverage from that coming up. Yeah, Jake. Yeah, it's like a Dremel drive gear, the Zesty Nimble is. So yeah, so GalaxyCon is coming up. That's going to be coming at the end of May, and let's see.
Let's talk about GalaxyCon. I'm really excited to go to this because you got Nick Frost that's going to be there. For you guys, anybody that doesn't know, he was a guy from Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz. Played with my family. He was also the original Michael Scott, as some people like to say, in The Office from the UK. Yeah, that's just going to be awesome there. We got Gary Cohn, Cohn, sorry, does Blue Devil, Jonah Hex, Alice Cooper. I mean, that's massive.
Alice Cooper. Yeah, the original Red Power Ranger is going to be there. I don't know his name.
Is that Michael Copen? No, he was the blue one or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know I don't know names. I'm bad at names. But yeah, the original Red Power Ranger, the original Flash, that's in the new Flash series as who plays his dad is going to be there. The chick who plays Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers is going to be there. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be there. So we're going to be going there. We're going to have a booth with Tyler and his 3D printing on demand stuff. And we're going to be going around. We're going to be meeting these people, doing some video interviews, taking a bunch of pictures. So be sure, if you guys have us on Twitter or Instagram, and stay tuned on the website and on YouTube because a lot of stuff's going to be coming from GalaxyCon here really soon. I think personally, I'm most excited about meeting the guy from The Flash. The Flash is my favorite superhero. So
yeah, mine's got to be Nick Frost.
Yeah,
I mean the guy's just absolutely hilarious. But I mean, there's even going to be a few wrestlers there too, which is kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I see. Like I said,
you got D'Lo Brown from WWE.
Okay.
You got Zeta Zhang or Zhang. I know I'm killing it with that name, but she's also a cosplayer in WWE. Trish Stratus, also from WWE. Now, I mean, not everybody's going to be there every day of the week. But majority of these people are going to be there for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Summer Rae from WWE. I'm really surprised on how many WWE people are going there. You have Teddy Long from WWE and WCW. Kimberly, but there's gonna be some really big cosplayers there too, like Morgan Le Fay.
Yep.
He does a lot of really cool stuff. You have the handsome Jordan. He's going to be a contest judge this year.
Oh, awesome!
That should be really cool. Samantha Kelly. Now she does the voice for Princess Peach and Toad for Super Mario Brothers. You have Brittany Karbowski, who also does voicing for Soul Eater. I mean, there's a lot of really, really cool people that can be there. You have Palm, and I know again I'm going to kill some really bad names. Clementif, who she was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yo, is that Mantis?
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, you did say that. My bad.
Yep. Yeah, but I didn't say her name. Yeah, so you have Keenan from Keenan and Kel, all that. Good Burger. That's something I loved back in the 90s. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a great time. We haven't seen a lot of 3D printing stuff like covered at these type of events, but I know it's huge. I know there's a lot of people that use 3D printed parts for cosplay, so that's definitely something we want to hit. I know it's something I enjoy. I haven't been to a Comic-Con or anything like this before, so going to this is gonna be a great time.
Yeah, and I think we're actually going to be the only ones in the 3D printing genre that are going to be there as far as covering it.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think I will be surprised if there will be any more 3D printing oriented companies there. So
Kind of surprises me because I mean I've seen tons of people that are all 3D printing their cosplay costumes, and me that's one thing that has really skyrocketed the cosplay market. Because before that, you either need a forming machine, you know, or you had to do everything out of foam yourself, and a lot of people just didn't have that capability or skill, or honestly even time to sit there and take a giant block of foam and sketch everything out.
yep, yeah, for sure, for sure. So I think it's a accessibility problem. I think a lot of people still don't realize how accessible 3D printing is. Um, so going there and showing them that, hey, we're in your backyard, we can do this, and so can you. And then covering this type of event for our communities, and it's stuff that you don't see covered as much, at least from this perspective. So.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see some of the stuff people are going to come up with on 3D printing. I mean, we've all seen the posts on the CR10, ender groups, all that stuff, but being able to actually see it in person, to me, that's just going to be amazing because you can have two people print the exact same thing, but it can be painted and look completely different at the same time.
For sure. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Like for instance, I'm taking a master sword and it's gonna look beat up and rusty and damaged, and I'm sure there's gonna be other ones that are there that are pristine, and it could even be the same file if someone 3D prints it. So who knows? What it's definitely going to be interesting. I think what's going to be surprising is how many things are not 3D printed that could be better, like less time, cost less to do with 3D printing, because everybody thinks about these giant items, the big swords, the big hammers, the big weapons, the big whatever, but it's the small items that 3D printing can really tackle really quickly and really easily, to make a cosplayer's life significantly easier.
Well, yeah, I just did a Scorpion Sub-Zero mask for some examples. The Sub-Zero mask took me about 3 hours to print. The Scorpion, which had a lot more detail in it, was a
Mm-hmm.
little thicker, took probably about 6 hours.
Yeah.
But it's the Sub-Zero, I didn't even need to resize. Actually, I just took the original, made some small modifications on fixing STL, but other than that, it fits perfect. The
Yeah.
Scorpion needs to be a little bit bigger, but for somebody that had a narrower face, it would fit perfect. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not even that far off.
Yeah. So yeah, John mentioned the Stormbreaker. Yeah, I've seen some amazing files for Thor Stormbreaker on Thingiverse here lately, especially with in-game uh, being out now. So uh, I think it's definitely on my list of things to print. I haven't printed really big items in a while, so that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I got the Master Sword finishing like as we speak. It's printing the last two parts. Um, and then I got something next. So, but
I'm
yeah.
working on a lightsaber collection right now. I just want to get a whole bunch of the lightsabers together.
Hmm.
Get the classic loot. I just finished the Kylo Ren. I just got to paint it, but that came out really nice. I'm really happy with it. But dude, there's so many lightsabers to print. It's insane how many I. If I want to do them all, it's like, oh, okay, so I need to print 500 lightsabers.
Yeah, guys, if you guys are hanging out in the chat, we'd love to know what you guys are printing right now as well, especially if it has anything, cosplay oriented. Drop it in the chat. We'd love to know. Feel free to chat it up, guys. We're here to talk. We're here to hang out. So don't be afraid to talk.
Some of us are more sober than others. I am not one of those.
I'm
But yeah,
just
so for those of those that are probably wondering on why the hell I'm a fox instead of my actual webcam, I got a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old that got in my office today and just completely obliterated it. and didn't really want to show my trashed office to everybody right now. So this was kind of my next option, and I bought this software years ago and never used it. So yeah, what the hell?
So yeah, so while I think that's all I have to say about GalaxyCon. Did you want to mention anything else about it?
I'm just really excited to go. I'm trying to get it set up so we can actually do live coverage there too, through the YouTube channel. So I think that would be really neat to do. I'll be there for Friday. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be there both days. I know I know you and Tyler will.
Yep.
But yeah, so
what
I'll
day
get
did you
more
say you're going to be there?
Friday.
Friday. Okay.
But yeah, so if still trying to figure out a couple what the best option is. I've looked at wireless SD cards and stuff, hotspotting through the phone. I don't know what their Wi-Fi is going to be like there. How many other people would be live streaming that are going to be on the same cell service as me? So that could be interesting. Oh, look, 1 frame a minute. So, but yeah, you guys definitely stay tuned. I'll keep that updated in the C3D Facebook page and also in all the CR10 intergroups, all that stuff. So hopefully we'll get some live coverage there. Yep. If we are able to, the goal is to start that at 1 p.m. on that Friday. But again, I'll keep everybody updated.
Sweet. Awesome. So just looking at the chat, I see David said he's printing a toast rack for the missus. That's, hey, any prints that are actually useful are great. I don't print many things that are useful. So I'm trying to think of the last thing that I printed that was actually not just something. I play D&D. So I printed a dice tower for my buddy. This was printed on the Artillery Sidewinder X1. I don't know how useful. Oh, that just fell. Oh well. I don't know how useful that really is, but I mean we're gonna use it. So.
Created the flash symbol. You let it fall.
Yeah, it fell here.
So you better pick it up.
Doesn't want to stand up.
Yeah, the Chaos Tide. I know Kansas City has what's called Planet Comic Con that they do. I mean, even if you're not into Comic Con, it's really cool to go to. I wasn't really into it originally at first, and then I went to one and just seeing all the different costumes and stuff people come up with, original ideas. It's awesome. I mean, it really is.
Yeah,
and the merch. Don't forget the merch.
Yeah, I'm excited to experience it. I've never been to one, so I'm excited to go and experience the community of something like that. So yeah, and then Jay just said he's making a lithopane. He's figured those out.
Should ban Jay.
Ban Jay.
Yeah, no, Jay's a friend of mine. We should ban him.
Got it.
Gonna ban him.
I mean, you have mod powers. You have mod powers.
Oh, bye. Nah, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, man, lithophanes are really they were one of the first things that I printed on my original CR10 was someone shared a lithophane in the group and that the website, I forget what it is at the second, that you can go on and make it really easy. And I went up there and tore it up. Like 3 or 4 or 5 prints in a row were all nothing but lithophanes, just because it was like blowing my mind as a new to 3D printing person. And I haven't printed one in a long time, but I'll jump back into Murph real fast, being that you brought him up. At Murph, there was a guy who was printing using the Palette 2 Pro. He was printing full color lithophanes. So he had your what is it? I'm bad at this stuff. Your 3 colors, your 3 standard colors. What is it, like yellow, red, and blue, right? Is that right, William?
Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my mic.
Yeah. So essentially, he was taking like the 3. the three primary colors, and then he was using some type of essentially algorithm to where it would RGB, yep, and it was printing the first, I think, 3 layers in those colors. So it created like a color palette, and then it printed your standard white lithophane the rest of the way. And when you looked at it, just holding it out, it was just a regular lithophane. But when you turn on your light behind it, it's full color, like boom, done. And it was nuts. He said he's working with a couple different people to create like a UI for it. So hopefully soon. I wish I remembered the guy's table. Let me see real quick.
Yeah, I saw somebody do one with like a little LED stand that was really cool, where they printed 3 of them. It was probably only about a 4 by 4 inch square, but if I land them on top, you can see all the colors come to life. It was kind of cool.
Yeah,
I have never printed a lithophane.
You've never?
I know. I've never printed one ever.
So if you guys want to check him out, it was Pattern to Print. He does. He has a lot of stuff on Thingiverse. If you guys watch 3D Printing Nerd, if you remember the video where he had the basket that like all folds down flat and then lifts up, same guy that made that basket is the one working on it, and the lithophanes were nuts. Yeah, Jay, the Marvel one with like the logo with the heroes behind it.
Oh, that one's cool.
Yeah, that one's really cool. But yeah, so so next up, you just want to talk about what we have up and coming, William? Anything that you're working on?
Yeah. So I posted the Arion article about all the 3 different silks with silver, gold, and copper. I love that copper. That is one of the coolest colors I think I've ever printed with.
So, for those wondering,
yeah, there you go.
This is the Area 1 copper filament. So it reflects extremely nicely. And I mean, everything back here that you see, the flash symbol as well, is the copper.
Thing I noticed with the gold is you really have to kind of play around with your coast and wipe settings. So for pretty much all my prints, I don't have coast and wipe. I haven't needed it. But with the gold, I definitely did. The silver, it was a little bit, but the copper, I didn't need it at all, which was really nice. But so the Deadpool prints that I did, because I wanted to do something that showed a lot of detail, but was really easy to print, didn't have to waste a lot of time with support. They were all printed on a 0.2 layer. So it's the same G code. So the only thing I literally changed for each of those 3 was just the filament.
Yep.
But I mean, it printed gorgeous. I mean, the copper looked good, but once you get light above it and it starts reflecting, it's gorgeous. I don't really have any other way to say it. I've never said it about filament. I feel kind of weird.
Yeah. So this was my first experience with silk filaments. I've printed some like translucent thing filament that was shiny, but none that like had the metallic. That was their target, was the metallic shiny look. And all I've done is the copper, and I really like it. It's I would have to say it's probably one of my favorite filaments that I've used. It printed really easily. There was no tangles on the spool. It was spooled, I would say, comparable to every other spools that I've ordered. And yeah, it looks pretty when it's done. I would say on silk filaments, getting the blobbing under control is important. The better you have the profile, the just more smooth everything's going to look. I mean, that's the goal of the silk filaments.
And keep it dry. I found that's a very big thing with silk. You have to keep it dry. So anybody wants, there's Ziploc. It makes a really nice Rubbermaid, which I'm going to do an article on how to do a dry box that'll hold roughly about 8 rolls of filament for under $40. It works really well and actually has a weather stripping already built in.
Mm-hmm.
It helps keep moisture out. It's weather resistant. I wouldn't say it's weatherproof, but I've been using that. It's been working great. I put
Mine's right over there.
well, we can't see that,
But
but on a side note, John, I'm right there with you, except I'm not watching. I'm in it, but yeah, I got some good old Grosh beer going on, so hopefully you got something good too, man. And you got to share your print when you're done. Got to see it.
yes. Todd, how did you like the gold filament? We're actually, if any of you guys haven't in the chat, jump into the description below, and we are doing the giveaway for the everyone marble, black, and white PLA filaments today. So
The marble right now is only in stock in the U.S. because I was trying to get some for Canada and European, Italy, France, and all to hit the other markets too. Everybody sold out of it. Last I looked, there was like 6 rolls left. It's probably sold out by now, so we might actually have the last available marble roll.
wow. And then we also have noticed if you're in California, I don't know that Amazon will ship it to you. So if you win and you're in California, let us know and we'll try to figure something out.
Yeah, if you're in California, it won't be an issue for us shipping because we're not an actual shipping partner through Amazon. Somebody was telling me that they just have to agree to a special or some kind of term of service with California shipping, some kind of agreement because everything causes cancer in California now.
Even Oreos.
Yeah, and straws. But so I mean, if the winner of any one of those 3 is in California, there won't be any issue shipping it because it's an actual like a gift prize kind of thing. It's not an actual purchased item from us, so
Sweet.
we won't
So,
have any problem with that. Unfortunately, we did have to limit it to the U.S. market. We were hoping to hit a little broader. Hopefully, next time we'll be able to. But there's a few things that come into that we gotta get a little bit more into on the legal side. So.
yep. So Todd mentioned that he was printing his gold at 220, and I really hadn't even thought about printing it hotter to get more of a shine out of the filament. I was printing at my standard 210. So that's something I actually might try different the next time I print with the copper, is trying the higher temp to see if there is a shine difference.
So with the gold, I did notice that. The higher it seemed like the higher I went, the less shine it had, where the lower temp I had more of a shine.
Really?
So
So see, I would think it would be the opposite.
for yeah, and I did too. The copper was the opposite. It was the opposite of what I just said. So the copper was the right way. The higher your temp, the shinier it got. The lower your temp, it wasn't as shiny. So I normally print around 215 to 220. So for the gold, I did a variance tower through S3D, so I had to change temperatures every 20 millimeters,
Mm-hmm.
starting from 220 down to 200. I could go lower, but I don't like printing under 200. But
Yeah.
when I did do it, but for the heck of it, I did do a quick temp test just to see what it would do because I know some people print in lower temperatures. Yeah, nothing happened at like 185, 190.
Yeah.
It just went nope.
Yeah.
You have nothing.
I never print that low. The lowest I'll print PLA is 200, and most of the time I print it at 210. So yeah. So the thing I'm working on right now is the artillery sidewinder X1 review. If you guys haven't seen it, check out the initial impressions article on C3D.media. So far, it's great. I've printed probably close to 200 hours on it now, and if I have a print right now and I don't want to have to think about it, it's going on the sidewinder. I know William has one as well. He shares a lot of my same experience.
Oh, I love the Sidewinder. It is by far my favorite printer. Not to shun my CR10S, which prints phenomenally, but I've had to pretty much redo everything in that printer. But my
Mhm.
Sidewinder, it was honestly the first printer I've ever had, and I've had probably about 14 of them in total in my 3D printing life now, where I literally had to do nothing. It's just put up, level the bed, run a test print, calibrate the profile, which really wasn't that much different than the CR10, just lower retraction, and
Yeah.
it's printed phenomenal. Oh, and the flow rate, of course, because yeah, that makes all the difference. But yeah, it was a 95 flow rate, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Speaking of which, I got to send you my updated profile. I did. I recalibrated the retractions.
Okay.
I got it down like a 1.7, 1.17. I don't know. I got to look it up. But so I got the retractions lower. But other than that, I mean, the thing's phenomenal and it's quiet. It is damn near
So
silent.
so a it's running a driver called the AT 2100s, which are a 2208 clone. So it is, yeah, I mean, it is quiet. The touchscreen is okay. Um, I would rather not have a touchscreen, but for it being a touchscreen, it's okay. The direct drive setup and everything works great. The assembly was easy. Um, very little complaints with the machine overall, but that is what I'm working on now. Everything on the shelf was printed on it, and then I have a full master sword, uh, full size master sword that I've been printing on it. Um, yeah, I mean it overall. If I was gonna give a printer a recommendation, I'd give this one a recommendation so far. It hasn't done anything to deserve otherwise. Um, so
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
what I'm working on currently. Um,
yeah, I would say this is a printer for anybody that's experienced with 3D printing, or honestly anybody that just wants to get into 3D printing. It's that easy to use. It's really amazed me that I didn't have to redo a VREF, didn't have to replace the power supply, redo the fans. The number one thing everybody has to do on a new printer is redo the cooling fan. This is the number one thing. Everybody's like, first thing, I got this. Cooling sucks. What I need to do. I haven't had to worry about it the Sidewinder. Now, in full transparency, I did replace the cooling fan on mine, the filament cooling fan, not the hot end. But because from the manufacturer, when they screwed it in, it cracked the lower right housing. It wasn't a big deal, but I'm kind of anal retentive and it drove me nuts, so I had to replace it.
yeah,
Now,
it was
on
fun.
that, oh, everything worked fine. But
Mhm.
on a side note, which I didn't like because I had to replace the fan, is the cooling duct is literally super glued into the fan. And
Uh,
I didn't like that. Yes, for the guys out there that like the mod and do all this stuff, I can see that being a big issue that you will have to buy another fan. You can try to pry it out, but you're probably going to end up damaging something.
yeah. So Jake said that I'm assuming the company is talking about artillery, so that they came out of nowhere. Um,
Uh,
little, I don't mind giving a little bit of backstory. Um, they, to my understanding, and I don't know the whole story,
Full
obviously.
disclosure.
Um, they were originally the manufacturers for TiVo. Something happened, and they stopped being the manufacturers for TiVo and started being artillery 3D printing company. TiVo's printers pretty much stopped being manufactured. They had to find a new manufacturer, and artillery became a lot of what a lot of a lot of TiVo employees became artillery employees, et cetera, et cetera. And artillery and TiVo are now both competitors. Um, that's what I know to an extent. Everyone I've worked with at Artillery has been fantastic. Some of the nicest reps that I've worked with.
Absolutely.
Their products, the product that I've tested and Williams had so far, we both had fantastic experiences. So I really have nothing bad to say about Artillery as a company or as of their product currently. Some minor pet peeves. But I've mentioned those in the initial thoughts article, and
that ribbon cable.
yeah, yeah. So the ribbon cables aren't the easiest to put in. I feel like if you've never messed with ribbon cables before, you could potentially break one. And then it uses inductive end stops, and the one on the z-axis, they specifically state that it needs to be 75 millimeters up the top of it, but they give you nothing to like indicate which 75 millimeters up is. So thankfully I had a ruler in with millimeters on it, and I was able to just measure it because I wanted it to be precise to what they asked for.
Calipers?
I see I have Merca calipers, so that's a pain. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I gotta get a digital metric set.
I gotta agree with Jake. They definitely innovated because,
Yeah.
in my opinion, this is one of the most well thought out 3D printers I've seen. I mean,
Yeah,
my biggest complaint. I mean, I got big hands, and those tiny little leveling knobs drove me nuts. I hated them.
let me go check. Mine has big ones, so I'm almost guaranteed. So yes, mine. I have big ones. Yep, I have large leveling knobs, so they changed it.
Small ones. There was somebody that actually made some and redid them, and they I'm sorry, he made his own large knobs and shared them, and they work phenomenal.
Yeah, so I mean,
I'm trying to find out who it is because I definitely want to give the guy credit for that. But yeah, go ahead.
So Jake, I agree. It's definitely respectable that they didn't come out with an exact clone. It's definitely their own printer. Even though I think they spawned off of TiVo. TiVo doesn't sell a printer that's like the Sidewinder. So they definitely did their own thing. The printer, like we've been giving it praise, is so far it's been great. It's been my go-to printer. I just hit start print and it rolls. So
here it is. Oh, sorry, but yeah, I have to give credit to Andrew with C3DPS.com. He really came out with a lot of. He was the first one to take the time to design new leveling knobs, covers. He's also, last I saw, he's working on a new cooling fan duct.
if you want to drop his Thingiverse in the chat, you feel free.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah, give me a minute. I'll look it up.
Okay. But yeah, so I mean, I'll just go ahead and list off some pet peeves for the guys that are here. I've already said one with like the inductive sensor, and then two with the ribbon cables. The one that plugs into the base for the Z was extremely tight, and I when I turned the machine on, I was shocked that I had it plugged in all the way. Three would be the non-removable glass build surface. I appreciate the fact that they insulated the build plate, but the fact that the glass can't be removed, which William says they've told him, they claim that it can. I wouldn't. Yes. I would break it. It feels like I would break it.
Well, it's not. It's actually I kind of started peeling a corner back because I'm an idiot because I want to see what would happen. Luckily, nothing bad happened, and it did adhere back on. So it wasn't really hard to take off. My concern is if you do replace the glass, put it on the new glass. Is how long is it going to stay on? It might stay on for another year or two, but in my experience with that kind of adhesive, once you take it off, it never holds the same ever again.
My thing is I don't want a glass. I don't want a glass plate adhered to my build. Like I don't want that as to be my primary build surface. Give me an aluminum sheet and let me, let the glass be held on with clips or let it be a magnetic mat. So that's my pet peeve. Thankfully, it's pretty flat. I had one like maybe the size of a penny, maybe the size of a dime, like that small valley, pretty much dead in the center. I only have noticed it when I'm printing something small um, in that space. But John, I think like a 1/4 inch aluminum plate might. I think that would be fine.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, no, that should work.
yeah,
And add on the Jake. I'm with you as far as the mechanical, but I do like the inductive sensors because there's now this is the first run I've had with them, so I don't know what the longevity of them is or the failure rate. You know, I've only ever had one mechanical switch on any printer ever fail,
yeah.
but I
So
also like my mechanical keyboards for the exact same reason. Clickety
yeah,
clickety.
I the inductive end stops don't bother me. I they I think that it's just another level of silence that they were trying to go for with those, and they definitely have worked. Curmudgeon, do you have a sidewinder? Is that what you changed the MKS 2130s centralized homing and BL touch on? If so, I would love whatever files you used to do that. If those are public, that would be sweet. Um, oh, Ender 3. Okay. Yeah, so your Ender 3 is probably very quiet as well. Um, but yeah,
That
so
I
that
have on the quiet note, I've got my CR10S to damn near silent. Then the Sidewinder is a little bit louder, but that's only because of the fans. But the amount of modifications I've had to do to my CR10S to get that thing silent has been the box fans, the cooling fans, um, stepper dampeners. I even printed feet for squash ball feet to put them on there. I had to do all that to get that thing quiet. Where the Sidewinder, it's besides the fans and the side fan. I found if I put just a little piece of painter's tape, about just covered 10% of that fan, because the noises actually come from that metal grate on the side. But it's unless you take the bottom plate off, you're not getting that metal grate out. But
mhm.
just put that little piece of tape down there was enough to pretty much silence it.
Yeah. So I haven't done anything to the artillery, and when I first got it, I thought it was loud. Like I thought the fans were a little obnoxious. Um, Now after having it for going on 2 weeks, the fans aren't loud. They're not as loud as my original CR10 or the CR10S or an Ender. They're quieter. They haven't failed. A lot of the stock fans on Creality's products fail within a month.
And
Um,
I never had a fan fail. On Jake with your 40mm sound fans, I know I'm getting a lot of flack for this because it always comes up in our group chats. The Noctua fan, I know people talk about heat creep and everything on it. I've had mine for over a year now, running Noctua fan. I've never had a heat creep. I've never had a clog. I love that thing.
yep. And to be devil's advocate, uh, Tim at TH3D Studio, he sells some 40 mil fans that are pretty quiet that move enough air. So
Yeah, yeah. I haven't used them. They seem pretty good, but yeah, I love it.
um, yeah, but I mean, I've heard good things. I've heard good things and bad things about the Noctua fans. I've heard people like you who say they've never had an issue with them, and and then I've heard other people who say, they've had heat creep and everything. Uh,
Hey,
yeah,
Todd. We got another drinker here. This will be a good night. Todd, dude, I'm telling you, um, it the Sidewinder's worth every penny. And look, I'm not I'm not being sponsored by Sidewinder. I'm really not. This
no,
is one of
near
the
far.
this is generally one of my the best printers I've had to date. Um,
Nope, and he disconnected. So yeah, but no, what he was saying, yeah, I mean, Todd, if you're considering it, so far we, yeah, I haven't had a bad experience with it. It has worked great for me. It worked right out the box. It was packaged extremely nice. and Williams back, and it minimal complaints, like nitpicking complaints, if any, and I'd recommend it.
I went to it was I lost it. Kermuggan was asking about the Nocto. I went to look that up and I accidentally hit one of the links in my toolbar instead. Like, oh no,
It's all good.
he's gonna yell at me.
I was like, and you're gone. Yeah, yeah, Todd. I like it better than a CR10 in every facet so far. The only thing the CR10 has an edge up over it is the size of the community, which can change, and the amount of community made parts for it, which can also change.
Kermuggan was 4010.
No,
actually, no. I got to correct myself. It's been over a year and a half almost since I've had that fan. I just looked up my old Amazon order on this. It was from January of 2018. I've been running that fan.
Wow.
Exact same fan. I've never had to change it. I mean, I even put the same fans inside the case, except the one Noctua didn't make the right size for. So I did have to order a different style. That was for the cooling board. But yeah, I mean, I love my Noctuas. I know people got hate on them, but I love them.
I know they're great fans in the PC community. They catch flack.
Yeah, I've been yelled at a few times on there.
So the other thing that I've been working on lately is the Haiha SX4, also known as the Memoribot SX4. It's a 400 by 400 by 500 Core XY printer. I did a live stream where I assembled that printer, and the assembly and everything's gone really well. It's currently not working. I was having some really strange. So Mike, hopefully you don't have my problem. It's so far I still really like it. But I'm thinking my board is bad. Right now it will home, but once I start printing, it doesn't matter what I print, whether it's SD card or over USB. The print will start. It'll print the purge line. It will do the skirt. And then once it starts printing, it will eventually just stop and start extruding in one spot in a big blob right there, wherever it stops. I've worked with Haiha, and they're sending me a new board. We checked pretty much everything. They said they're not 100% sure. So yeah, but other than that, everything else has worked. The quality of the build was great, even with the prints that I've tried but failed. The polypropylene build plate on it, the stuff is stuck, and then as soon as it cools down, it peels right off. But we'll see what happens when I get the new board. Mike, you were the one you were hanging out in the live stream, right? That was you, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Jake. So on the C3D fan,
Yeah,
I'm with you 100%. I went with I'm running my Noctua. I'm running a Pet's Fang setup. Running Noctua, working great. No issues, no clogs, no heat creeps. Love it. And no, I'm not being paid by Noctua for anybody goes there. This is not sponsored. But if you want to sponsor, you can reach me at. No, I'm just kidding. My address is send me all your fans.
So yeah, Mike, if you have any issues with yours or questions once you get your SX4, yeah, just hit me up, man. Cody John on Facebook. I'm the admin of the majority of the groups. You can shoot C3D support groups a message. I helped another guy who bought one, who contacted me, and he was having similar issues to me, but we fixed his firmware and he's working. But the same fix didn't work for me, so his is going and working beautifully now. So I really hope that you're one of those people. But yeah, here, let's see if I can turn this around and get you guys a shot of the SX4 real quick. Oh, geez. See it over there? That's my junky room. That is it. The big one. It is huge. I like it.
Okay.
But yeah, if I can't get the board working and if the new board doesn't fix it, I'm not 100% sure what's going to come of that printer. Whether it'll be a board swap or what. But
Have you heard back from them on if they're going to replace the board or not?
yeah, so they are sending me a replacement.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep. So they were asking me several questions about it, wanted a bunch of pictures. They've been extremely willing to work with me, and I had no issues with them as a company. So hopefully this is just like a one-time thing, and I replace the board and I'm back up and working, no problem. So Mike, this might be an option. In fact, if you have a Duet, a board swap in this printer probably isn't a bad idea. It's running knockoff 4988s. I want to say that's like 4982s. So putting like a Duet with some like 2208s or 2130s would probably be sweet. So yeah.
Curmuggan, as far as your 5-volt fan, that depends on what kind of fan you have. I mean, if you have a 24-volt fan, you're running off 5, you're not going to have any luck, dude. Sorry. But I mean, as far as the buck converter, honestly, if you can swing it, if buying a buck converter, I'd recommend just getting a 24-volt fan or a 12-volt fan, whatever your setup is on that MKS, because I know they're dual. You can either do 12 or 24, but go that way. The Noctua, I do have a Noctua running on an MKS Gen L on a custom printer that I made myself, which I don't recommend anybody ever doing because that was a nightmare. but everything works. Just getting everything calibrated right was such a huge pain in the ass. It's insane.
Yeah. So, Mike, do you want to? I need to step away to use the restroom real fast. Do you want to go ahead and do? Are you able to draw one winner with the giveaway, or do you have to do all three at the same time?
Second here, you caught me off guard.
Yep. No, you're good. So if we can, I'm gonna step away for a second, and we might draw the. Go ahead and draw the first winner for the giveaway. What's up, 3D printing and painting?
Boy, I love your guys' Facebook group. I'm on there all the time. There's some amazing stuff. So Cody's going to step away. I'm going to run the show for now. So we're going to talk a lot of crap about him. I mean, we're just going to brutalize him. No, but so we are going to go. Let's see. So I got to roll a black PLA from Arion. And forgive me, I know I'm never saying it right. But we are going to go ahead and let's click that little button. And we got Jake from State Farm. You won a roll of white PLA from Arion. So it's good filament. I have used it. Yeah. So the wolf thing, yeah. As you just joined, I got a 4-year-old and 1-year-old. They destroyed my office today. So yeah, didn't want to really show the mayhem that was going on here, and I haven't had time to go through on that. So Jake, hit me. Let's see. Let me see if I can find you real quick. Up on the group under William Saunders Senior. Shoot me a PM on there, and we'll get you set up. My voice, that's the persona. Appreciate that. Well, it was either that or go with some random female avatar. Which, you know what? We can even do that because I'm
Oh,
cool like that.
please.
So
Oh,
yeah,
God.
yeah, it just happened. Yeah, that just happened. So
Why?
why not? 2019.
So, did Jake win?
Jake won.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Congrats, Jake.
Find the wolf back again.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
so Jake, hit me up on in the group and I'll make sure to get that out to you. What's today? Friday, Monday. Sorry, I'm on beer number. Stop counting.
So yeah, guys, if any of you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. We're gonna jump into our next talking point. That once again, anything we're talking about, you guys can feel free to jump in, put in your input. We that that's why you guys are here. That's why we're here. Um, Anything else you wanted to cover real quick, William?
No, I'm kind of want to get into the dirt on the
Okay.
next one.
All right. So the next thing we want to talk about is just kind of it's just an interesting topic that I've been noticing a lot. It's what we do as C3D Media Group and C3D support groups is we essentially create articles, we create YouTube content, and a lot of times we do stuff in return for the product. So, for instance, the artillery sidewinder was sent to me for free in exchange for a review. So I've done the initial thoughts article, and then not this weekend, but by next weekend there will be a full review video on that printer. Same thing. The SX4 was sent to me as a review unit to review. I did not pay for it. That does not mean it's immediately a good printer. That's why I told you guys it's broken and sitting back there. But what we've noticed is people in the community taking advantage of companies to get free stuff. So I've been noticing it a lot recently with people that I know. In fact, people that I know on like a personal basis have been doing this. One person in particular that I've been noticing a lot lately. But it's not just that person. I see it all the time. In fact, companies we deal with are hesitant to work with people because of how much people are taking advantage of them. Companies are completely shutting down offering reviews in exchange for articles because they've done it to the so much where they've received nothing back, and it's not okay. And the blame isn't 100% on the community, but at the same time, majority of the blame I would say is on the community.
Yeah, I have to agree with you absolutely on that. I talk to a lot of these companies overseas. Nightly, and to a vast majority of them, and it's amazing to see the defense they have right now because of how many people have gone to them for reviews, and they send them the product and they dip out on them. They never hear from them again, and it's not
Yep.
this 1 out of 20. It's honestly, it seems like more like 15 out of 20. It's
Mm-hmm.
the point now where some of these companies are doing their give us an honest review on Amazon. After you give us the review, then we'll reimburse you. That's what they've had to resort to because they're reaching out to these so-called reviewers that all they want is the free stuff, and then they go away. And the problem is you have, people like us and like all 3DP and legitimate review sites that want to get do this work with them. They work with us, get the reviews out, give people information, keep that stuff going. That's who it really hurts in the end. So I mean, it hurts us, but it also hurts the people that want to know about it. You know, Amazon reviews are fine and all, but you're only going to get so much in a 4 or 5 sentence review unless you get that rare and occasion that guy wrote like a 6 paragraph review.
For sure, for sure.
Which
Um,
you gotta love this.
so like for example, one of the things that we're trying to do as a media company is work with these 3D printing manufacturers and 3D printing companies and anything oriented around what we enjoy with 3D printing, and offer articles and videos that aren't just about a product. We want to get personal with these companies, and it's crazy because I've been emailing back and forth with the company for the last week now, and they don't even know how to respond to that. They're every email I'm getting back, they're like, you realize that our review and promotions program for this, we don't do it anymore. And I'm like, yeah, that's okay. I'm not after a free printer or a free product. I just want to talk to you guys, and I want to get to know you as a company, so people can come to C3D Media and get to know you as a company. Not everybody wants to know. The 3D printing community is so saturated with reviews that we're trying to reach out to these companies and offer them something different, and offer our community something different, a different experience. Um, and it's mind-boggling because obviously these companies have been taken advantage of so much that they don't they literally don't know how to respond to that. They're like, what information do you want? Why are you willing to do this when we're not giving you anything? And
Yeah.
it's sad, actually.
I mean, like for me, if I'm gonna spend that kind of money on something, I mean, I always want to know if was there something else coming out soon. If I'm gonna spend this much money on this printer, well, is there something coming out next week, next month that might be around the same ballpark, but maybe it has some extra stuff that I prefer. Like, hey, well, you know what, this printer's coming out next month. It's going to be around the same ballpark, same build size, but has direct drive, or it has a better filament mounting plate, and I don't have to make one. Yeah, there's a lot of things that go into that, and I feel that's one of the things we don't see a lot of the what's coming out because it's just. I mean, if you go to look for a printer review, you're going to get hundreds of hits on that. But as far as what's coming out, you might get a handful, but even those are kind of vague. Like I know, it's like artillery. They have like a mini sidewinder coming out. It's going to be. I haven't gotten a lot of info from it. They're being very secretive about it. It's about the size of an Ender 3, but it looks like a mini sidewinder, which is kind of cool.
So based on the pictures, direct drive still.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, which is really cool. To have something that small now, we don't know what the price point is. When I was talking with my contact this morning, they said that from the picture they showed that the final's actually going to look a lot different than that. Apparently,
Okay.
they didn't give me a lot of details on it, but they are going back and their engineering department is redesigning it. I mean, if it's anything like the Sidewinder X1, I'm sure it's going to be phenomenal as far as the design goes for it. But just getting that kind of stuff out there. If somebody's looking to get an Ender 3 Pro, which is still a great printer, but it's kind of getting long in the tooth. It's been around for a while. It's not, there's nothing new or innovative about it. It's, for the price point, it's a great printer. But if you could wait another 2-3 months and get something that is potentially better quality, would you wait? I would.
Yep.
But I can't speak for other people. I know I would. If I'm buying a new cell phone, for example, I want to know what else is coming out next couple months.
For sure. Whenever I am in the market for a new cell phone, I always check if there's something in the pipeline.
It's like, oh, this one has 2 gigs more RAM. You're
Yep.
gonna wait.
So, just a question for the guys here. is that something you guys are interested in? Are you guys interested in like the personal background of these 3D printing companies? Do you guys care about that? Are you guys more interested in just like future products, help guides, things like that? Is the personal story important to you guys? Because that is something that I think is interesting that a lot of people don't know. We almost dehumanize these Chinese companies into thinking, oh, it's just, essentially it's just, it's a person through the computer. Um, and what I've realized since I started this is it's way more than that. These people's livelihoods and they're passionate about it just like we are.
But yeah, I mean, I get people messaging me, and they're 9 o'clock at night their time, and like, oh, I'm sorry for the delay. I was eating dinner and everything, and I'm like, nah, no, you don't need to apologize at all. It's I understand it's late on your end. I mean, from where I'm located, it's a 12-hour difference from where they are and where I am. But it's but kind of going back on some of these reviewers like abusing these companies, I mean, they're so apologetic sometimes. It's mind-boggling that they feel that they have to apologize. It's I've seen, and I've personally seen chats that I've been in where somebody was given a printer for a review. The review wasn't done, and yet they were demanding for a second printer. And to me, that's just mind-boggling to have the balls to do that. How are you going to demand they send you a second printer when the obligation on the first printer hasn't even been completed? Now, I reached out to Artillery because I really want to get another Sidewinder, but I told them that I'm willing to pay for it. I don't want it for free. You know, I did, my end of the deal was done, and I don't feel that there's a right to demand or even request, to be honest. So on that, they do have a new updated Sidewinder, which is going to be the Gen.
3.1.
It's not really it's like a 3.1. Because the Gen 3, they upgraded the knobs and stuff like what you have. Right now, they don't have any in the U.S. markets, from what I was told.
Yes.
Now, I do know they have an Amazon that they started too, so that might have market.
And then, if you guys aren't aware, Artillery has rebranded to Evnovo or Evnovo. They said that Artillery was offensive in some countries that they sell in. So when you guys start to see Evnovo printers, they are Artillery printers.
So I know the story behind on why they were doing that is apparently it went around that some people and were finding the name Artillery offensive, which I can kind of see, but I don't.
Yeah.
To me that's a really, I wouldn't even say a gray area. It's kind of a weird gray area. But, you just launched a product, and this was my recommendation to them is, look, you launched a great product. If you change your name right at the beginning of your launch, I feel you're going to lose a lot of faith in customers because it's going to seem like, and right, you made a product, you sold, and then you dipped out and started a new company. Not saying that's what they're doing; they're just changing the name. But if you don't know the backstory, you could see it that way. So it doesn't look like they've really pushed any further with the name change. So I don't really know if they're going through with that or not. So personally, I don't recommend that they do, because if I buy a product and then 2 months later I'm looking for the Artillery Sidewinder and it's Ivnovo, which that name is so difficult to say.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, is this the same printer? Because I mean, look at the CR10s. How many different name brands out there are the CR10s? I mean, there's probably 30 now. If you look up CR10, there's a name in front of it, and you don't even know which one you're buying anymore. Is this Crowdy? Is it not?
Yeah. Well, I think originally going down a tangent with that is originally a lot of your CR10 rebrands were just that. It was a different sticker on the same exact printer, and today it's not. Today they're all coming out of different manufacturing plants with different parts, different boards, different everything, and it is yeah, like you really don't know what you're buying. So
Right, because you think you're buying a Creality CR10 and it's, John Jacobs CR10, and you're like, oh, well, I have a problem. I permanently contact Creality for a warranty. And like, yeah, we didn't make that one. You're like, but it's John Jacobs Creality CR10S.
yeah,
And it's like, yeah, but we didn't. But that's not one of our third parties.
so Jake made a good argument is that offensive is lost in translation. More artillery equals weaponry, and maybe weird to put on a customs label. I think that's actually a really good point. It's probably something that artillery is a cool American word, a cool English word. They picked it, and then they realized, oh, let me ship these around the world with artillery on the box, and artillery is another word for weaponry and customs and the whole debacle that now creates. I think, honestly, I think you probably hit it on the head.
They did release a press note on this. Actually, I got it up right here. If you guys want to just read it to you real quick. Dear friends, thank you for supporting us, and now our brand is getting more known to the community. However, it came to a realization that the brand name artillery is offensive to some countries. Therefore, we have decided to rebrand to Evnovo. In the meantime, you may receive machine with either artillery brand or Evnovo. That's such a hard word. We can guarantee that they are both manufactured by us and they are with the same quality and under the same warranty policy. Thank you once again for supporting us. We will listen to the community feedback and keep improving our products. Regards, Evnovo team. We evolve with our innovation. So that was their press release that they released back in March 22nd. But I mean, the Facebook group name hasn't changed. It's not even hyphenated or abbreviated with Evnovo. But I get it, but I don't know. I'm kind of impartial on it. I like the name artillery because when I hear artillery, I just think well made. I didn't. I at no point in time until it was brought to my attention I ever thought weaponry. No, not. It's just it didn't pop into my mind. But I didn't think about what you said as far as. So, Jake, that's funny. And it. Now, yeah, the ANFs, yeah, they were weapons of mass destruction. But yeah, I could see with the custom labels and stuff, seeing artillery on there, that could definitely raise some eyebrows because you're a custom agent and you're like, what's in this box? Oh, what's it say? Artillery. Yeah, we need the dogs, we need the bomb squad, we need everybody in here. This is oh, it's an artillery sidewinder, like a missile. Got it. Yeah, we're just gonna take that package. Or imagine getting your sidewinder delivered, and as soon as you grab the box, you got SWAT surrounding your house. Like it's just a printer, I swear.
Yeah. So that's definitely an interesting thing. Yeah, I'm interested to see if the name change comes through because you're all right. They haven't updated the Facebook groups. They haven't done a lot. But at the same time, I'm not sure that in terms of like the public eye that it's changed yet. In terms of like I got this printer, I got my Sidewinder like about 2 weeks ago, and it says artillery on it. And their announcement for the name change was, over like a month and a half ago, and I think it's a warehouse thing. Is they have all the product with the artillery name on it. So until they know that that's all gone, they might not want to change. So
Yeah, I think when their version 3.1 comes out, that should really give us the answer on
to my understanding, it will be branded Evnovo.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
yeah. So, Xena from Arion is watching. So, shout out and thank you for allowing us to do the giveaway and you guys support on it for giving out the filament. So, awesome.
Yes. Thank you, Zena. Thank you, everyone. We're very happy to be working with you guys. Um,
So
if-
back to the scandals of the reviewers.
yeah. So, is there
Yeah,
anything
kind of
you wanted to
sidetracked.
say? Yeah, we did. We went down a rabbit hole.
Um, and I think, what's, I mean, again, this is my opinion, and obviously, I think it's important to have reviewers, and not just us, but for all products, especially the honest reviewers, because I think it's gotten a point where we can all read a review and we can tell that this dude or girl or whatever is being paid very well to say these things. Nothing but positive. It's just over the top. You're reading it like they're like, yeah, I can't even trust your review at this point. But the other thing with reviews, is if you go to look in Filament and Amazon alone right now, you're going to get probably 100+ different brands. You don't know what's good. You don't know what's bad. I mean, go to AliExpress, type in 3D printers. You're going to see printer brands you've never even heard of.
A
You're going to see
lot of
printers. Oh, it's insane. The market is so flooded and saturated is you don't know what's good. You don't know what's bad. I got an Atom Labs printer. I bought this with my own money, and I'm in the Facebook group, and I'm probably going to get kicked out of the group from this. This printer is absolutely the worst printer I've ever owned. I mean, it's, in my opinion, it's like somebody said, I want to build a 3D printer that has no idea how to build a 3D printer. The stepper dampers are, the bolts go straight through the frame, through the stepper dampers, into the stepper motor. So the stepper dampers aren't even installed properly. There's actually no separation, so they do nothing. The hot end, which is a really bad V6 knockoff, is crooked. I mean, I have a picture of it that I took, and I'm like, is my phone crooked? Like when I was taking a picture, but it wasn't. The actual hot end itself is crooked. It has, I still hate to this day soldered in stepper drivers. I hate that with a passion.
Atom Labs, correct, William?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the thing's been nothing but problems. I mean, look, I know how to calibrate printers. I mean, I got a whole article I wrote up on calibrating your power supply, your VREF, steppers, every extrusion width, the whole 9 yards. And I cannot get this thing to print anything but crap. I've never heard a stepper or an extruder drive squeal. The motor itself, the stepper motor, is actually squealing. Now, when that ADIMLABS, not atom as in the molecule, as in AD. So I'm in the Facebook group. So first I contacted customer support. I'm like, maybe I just got a bad one. I mean, the shipping box wasn't damaged. So I was like, maybe I just got a bad one. It happens. We've all been there. So they're the rep at the company refers me to an admin in the Facebook group, which, funny thing, actually lives probably like an hour away from me. But so they don't even have an actual customer support. They just pawn it to their admins or their moderators, which to me was really weird. Like, you don't have an actual support. Instead, you're sending me this random guy in the US to give me support on it. But that was really iffy because he's not their actual support. And then, sorry, trying to get that figured out. It's just, the thing's been nothing but a nightmare. The only way I can get this thing fixed is I got to tear the whole thing apart. But honestly, I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, I'm just going to build a really badass Z-axis support on the Z10 and part the frame out at this point. So that went by, and then about a week later, they posted. I'm assuming somebody worked for Atom Labs posted that, hey, we need positive reviews on Amazon because we've had so many complaints. They're getting ready to take our product down off the store. Now, as a consumer, that really pissed me off because look, Atom Labs has some loyal customers, and some people have had some very successful prints with their printers, and I've seen them. but the one I got's garbage. I returned it to Amazon. I got a second one. Exact same issues.
Wow.
So, but anyway, so they're begging their user group to give them positive reviews. Like, to me, I lose all credibility for a company when I see that. If you're only pushing, hey, we need you to get positive reviews and only positive reviews, I have no faith in you as a company. I want nothing to do with you. I mean, to be honest, you're a crap brand, in my opinion, if you do that. If your product can't hold on its own, then I don't think that you need to be selling. I think, to me, it's almost like a scam.
For sure.
Because you're being lied.
Paying people in return for positive reviews is against Amazon's terms of services. It should not be allowed, and it's not. And people are doing that, just like you have the people who are, saying when back to we'll circle it back around to kind of the topic. People taking advantage of these companies is you have a company. So for instance, I see majority of my I went like 99% of my Facebook scroll is 3D printing stuff now. It's like personal stuff is non-existent. It's almost all 3D printing groups, companies, people, and what I see is I'll see a company, whether it be for Filament, whether it be for a printer or anything, just any kind of new product that they're trying to promote on Facebook, and they, hey, check out our new printer, and I'll see a list of 25 to 30 comments, if not more, maybe less, and 70% of the comments minimum are, do you need someone to review this? I can review this. Let me review this. Can I get one for free? I can test it for you. And then you go look at these people and they have no outlet.
Right.
They don't have a YouTube channel. They're not writing articles for somebody.
They're my mom's basement.
Yeah. Hey, send it to me so I can get it for free. And then I'm just going to disappear.
That's right.
And I see it, for instance, the guy that's really been kind of just stabbing me right now is once again somebody I know. I've met him in person, so we'll say personally. He doesn't know a whole lot about 3D printing. He is in like he thought your like X carriage on a CR10 weighed 5 pounds.
Huh?
Just like stuff like that. I got
a 5-pound joke, but I'm not gonna say it because we're on.
Yeah. So like, I mean, absolutely is not very technically minded in the 3D printing space. And he has been going around on every single company that I see, and I'm friends with a lot of them. As soon as they post something or who goes onto their specific pages, can I get a review unit? I can review this for you. Can I get a review unit? Can you send me one? I can test this. And you don't know how bad I want to reach out to all these companies and say, hey, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't have an avenue to share your reviews. He has no subscribers on YouTube. He is just trying to take advantage of the situation.
His mom subscribes to his channel.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
that's somebody.
It's such a problem in the 3D printing community right now. It really bothers me. It really bothers me.
Yeah, and actually, I'm not even gonna lie. I've actually reached out. I mean, I talked to, probably about 6 different companies between every night and every morning right now. And I get new ones all the time talking to. And I've even told them where I see some of these, and I'm just like, yeah, do not do not put these out there. Looking for reviews and stuff, because honestly, you're looking down a loaded gun at that point. It's don't do it.
Yeah.
If you want to put out there, you're coming out with something. Honestly, you're almost better off at this point just turning off commenting on that post, because it gets so oversaturated. And real quick, I want to jump back to Curmuggan about his about extruder where that was emitting the 12 to 14 kilohertz. I forgot to add. Yeah, the Atom Labs does that. No matter, and now you can set the VREF directly on the control screen, but that high pitched noise through the whole thing is a splitting headache. I've never seen anything like that on a printer. I mean, every once in a while you get to your printer at that certain point, you might hear a little bit of a pitch noise, but it's so minor it doesn't really bother you and it doesn't last. But on the Atom Lab, dude, it's like a 1-year-old screeching in your ear. Horrible. But anyway, and I know I have a 1-year-old, but yeah, I mean, just seeing these companies just putting out there, hey, we have this coming out, and the flood of send me. It's it's like they're little kids that are just begging, and for the people that like us and all 3DP and legit reviewers that give you great reviews and honest reviews, it hurts us more than anything. Actually, I'm going to correct that. It doesn't hurt us more than anything. It hurts us, but honestly, it hurts the consumers more because the reviews aren't getting out there. So now I got to trust Facebook reviews. We have companies like Atom Labs that are begging for positive reviews so it doesn't get taken off the website.
Yeah. Well, the company that I've been talking to about doing like a personal article with, they're a big company. Like, I would say of Chinese 3D printing manufacturers, they're top 5, maybe top 3.
I put them at top 3, to be honest.
Yeah, and they are so hesitant to work with us that I mean it's obvious that the situation for them hasn't gone well, and I mean I'd love to work with them in the future and help them get more confident in that sector, but right now I'm it's like fixing a broken child.
Hey, hey, John Alexander. As far as the space goes, look through the CR10 group about the IKEA table modification that a lot of people have done. There's a IKEA table you can stack two on top of each other, and you can fit 2 CR10S's in it. Just throwing that out there for you. But yeah, it's sad. I mean, to be honest, and and I've talked to a few of these companies. They don't know how to promote. They're new to the game. Luckily we've been able to get in contact with some of them first, and we've been working really well with them and seeing how it is. Because look, in my opinion, when we're working with a company, it's a team effort. It's we help each other out. It's not, if it's one-sided, it doesn't help anybody. And if it does, it's only going to help you just for a short term. But it's these companies that don't know how to promote, because promoting in the European market, the West market, the East market, it's all completely different. I mean, if you go, if you select advertising like in like Japan and China, it's just everything's knocked off, everything's advertised everywhere. There's really no regulation, but everything is so thrown in your face. But then if you go to, other parts of the world, the marketing is not like that at all. It's a lot more subtle, and some of it is also misleading in itself. With these companies that don't even know how to market right, they're getting taken advantage of. I mean, this one company we're working with was kind of doing nothing but the Amazon reviews, review, refund, etc. Yeah. And one of my goals working with them is to get them to not have to do that, because you got to be bleeding money. There's just no way you're making money by doing that.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I mean, we're talking 100% refund, and and they make a great product, and I don't want to see. I mean, if you make a solid product, I don't want to see you go under. I want to see you do well. I want to see you succeed. because solid products at good prices is honestly what helps everybody.
So I'm going to transition talking about solid products. Let's go ahead and give away the second filament spool, and then if we don't have a whole lot, if there's nothing else that you can think of that you want to talk about right now, maybe we can go ahead and give away both of them and wrap it up here in the next few minutes. We've been streaming for like an hour and a half.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Great. Mike Hutchinson. Forgive me if I pronounced that wrong, but I think I said that right.
Mike Hutchinson just won.
Yep. Mike, hit me up in the. There you go. Same name in the CR in the all the. Wow, I can't talk. C3D groups. Hit me up on there, and work on getting that sent out to you on Monday. So we had 2 winners tonight, which is Mike and Jake.
All right, and we have one more, right?
No, that was the last one we had. The marble, the marble ran out. We wanted to do 3, but it ran out.
Got it.
We weren't able to get one.
Okay, so we just had the black and the white.
Yeah, it was like there was a couple left, and then went to order, and it was sold out.
Oh, dang. All right. Well, yeah. So congrats, Mike. Congrats, Jake. Is there any questions you guys have for us in the chat? We appreciate all you guys who have hung out to the end and listened to us rant about certain things. And if you guys have any questions, we'd love to answer them. Anything you guys want to hear us talk about or you want to talk about, feel free to drop it now. If not, I think we're going to go ahead and close this out here in the next 8 or so minutes.
Mike, let me know if you're the one in St. Louis. I hate the time delay.
3D printing and painting. I see you guys have been hanging out in here for a good while now. Anything you guys have coming up in your groups that you want to share? I know William said that he follows you guys, and I follow you guys quite a bit. So.
Sorry, 1 second. I was typing something to Mike real quick.
Yep, you're good.
Yeah, so let us guys know what you think about doing the live streams. This is our second one now. It's the first one I've been in. I know it's Cody's second one. The first one had TH3D. And who else was there?
Yeah, I've done a couple live stream stuff where I've been building printers and stuff. I tend to do live streams when I'm doing that. It just kind of makes it easier. I know TH3D is doing a more consistent live stream called the Heat Break. We want to try to do something similar here as well. We will be you'll probably catch us a lot on Tim's stream as well, because I'm good friends with all those guys. But yeah, just thanks for hanging out, and we're gonna go ahead and end this broadcast. So William, any last things you want to say?
Yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, we're really trying to hit a whole new area as far as the 3D manufacturing. Really, I mean, still doing reviews because I know those do mean a lot to people. But we want to hit the other avenues. What's going on in the cosplay world? What's going on in 3D manufacturing in itself? New products that are coming out that we don't really hear. But most importantly, we want to give you good products, good advice, not the Atom Labs of the world or the Anet 86s, where everyone should come with a free fire extinguisher that works. But we really want to get you guys good, solid information out there.
Awesome. 3D printing and painting guy. If you want to shoot me a PM on Facebook, Cody John, go ahead and do that, and we'll definitely get together in the future on stuff. I really appreciate it. But thanks, guys. We're heading out. Once again, we really appreciate everybody who's hung out. It's been an hour and a half. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for listening to me and William chat, and we'll catch you next time.
See ya.